Hey, Catalyst crew. I don't like that. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, it was a little weird. But
Yeah, let's sing a little.
It'll happen.
Yeah, welcome to episode 2 of Catalyst Corner. We got Paul on today, so gonna be a little different. You guys will get a little bit deeper of a window into my psyche. But let's get into this.
Okay, so yeah, the levels are good. We're all where we need to be.
Yeah, just I don't want to do extra work, you know. I'm not an audio engineer.
Okay, speaking of extra work, though, you, Mr. fucking expert, you're like, oh no, we can't pop the beers and next to mics, they won't be able to fucking hear that. I need to add an after effect. I'm going to peel back the studio thing. He wanted to add a sound effect of the beers cracking. How dare you?
I just want it to be as perfect as I can make it. And
it sounded perfect to me. It sounded authentic.
Here's one thing about me, though. I'll admit when I'm wrong. No problem. I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice that I don't have to do that.
Because it sounded great. It sounded perfect.
It sounds really good.
I want to crack.
If you feel like it doesn't sound good, please let us know. Give me some ammunition.
No, don't do that. You know, if it did sound good, maybe you crack beer while you listen with us, you know?
That's
join in the fun.
That's what I want. I want this to be a nice kind of way where we can just talk and I don't have to put on the business persona.
No, I'm trying to tear him back from that.
And there's no real terms of service either, really. I mean, I think there are certain things you can't do, but it's not like I had a live stream on TikTok pulled down because I was ending the stream and I turned my car on and I said, all right, guys, I got to drive, so I got to end the stream. They fucking it was my first stream where people interacted too. So it's a special one for me. And they pulled it.
Oh. Yeah, it's painful. You know, I hate to see it, but we're learning. We're getting better at this.
I know.
We're expanding the horizons.
It's tough though. That's one of the hardest things is really placating to the algorithm, being a slave to the algorithm. I don't think you can say it that way anymore. People get very uncomfortable.
No, I guess some people might get uncomfortable with that. I want to go out and say this up front. Neither of us are intentionally offensive people. We're never out here to hurt anyone's feelings. And if we say something that makes us an asshole, tell us that we're an asshole. And, we'll probably apologize for it next episode because that's not the kind of people we're here to be,
No, we're just really stupid.
That's just it. We're ignorant. We're stupid. Like, make us less ignorant if you need to. But we're not here to be dicks.
Did I tell you about the time I went to Guitar Center with a friend of mine? And he was checking out, and the person that was checking us out was trans.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. No problem. Cool.
Yep.
Good for you. I'm glad you're finding your identity. Now, I'm an idiot. And I generally refer to most people, male or female, or whatever gender, as dude. Sometimes I say man.
Right.
I do that. That's just something from...
It's the lexicon.
Right.
It's
I'm an uneducated Northeastern kid from Boston that grew up in the 90s.
Oh, I got the same. I was going to call you dude. I was going to say, because again...
It's just something that I do.
It's part of the...
I don't assign gender to it. Now, it's not for me to decide culturally how people feel about that. But for me, it's no different than saying...
Hey, people.
Hey, you over there.
Right.
Dude is a gender fluid term in my mind.
Right.
So I didn't say dude, but the person I was with bought guitar wax, like polishing wax. Mm-hmm. And that to me is almost a taboo because most musicians that I talk to like the patina and the aging that you get on a guitar as you use it. I'm just giving you, that's why I'm explaining it to you. And the person that was checking him out basically made just a little comment because he had asked her, I'll use the proper pronouns now, that, if this was good fucking polish or something, right?
Yeah, it has to be the good stuff, right?
Right. And she goes, I don't know. I don't polish my guitar. And I laughed and I said, yeah, he doesn't care about polish. Who polishes their guitar? I said he. No one heard it except for me. And this is selfish of me because I called attention to it after the interaction was done because she had a button on her shirt that said she, they, right? And basically what I said was, hey, I just want you to know I'm sorry. I said he, I see your button, it's she. I'm trying to be better. And I think it made her a little uncomfortable, but the only way I'm going to be better is if I punish myself, even when people aren't looking.
That's tough. That's a tough one because honestly, you're right. In a weird way, you pulled attention to it. Would it have been better to let it go and assume, hey, it didn't seem like she heard it, and now you're maybe putting her in a situation where she feels misgendered or whatever? That's tough.
Yeah, but how am I going to get better?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the whole thing is like you just gotta self-shame yourself. I don't know.
Right,
I don't know.
But the thing is I won't learn.
You're right.
So it's just my way of trying to.
That's a tough one. That's a catch-22 of it all.
Yeah. So that's something that I did do that, and I tend to do that simply because I'm an idiot, and I guess I'm selfish. But I want to be better, and as a result, like if we're doing pronouns, you have to give me an opportunity to be better. Right.
No, and I get that,
because I'm stupid.
Like you said, it's weird because I've had my own struggles with it in the past, and it's not ever an intentional thing. It's been a struggle because in the past, I had a very long-term friend that I've grown apart from for myriad reasons, nothing related to their transitioning. But I grew apart from this person, and it was a difficult transition learning their new pronouns because I had known them for well over a decade, been friends for a very long time, and had the struggles with that.
Know that I had someone flirt with me on one of my lives.
Yeah.
And the way that I diffused it, because they apparently found me attractive, or at least they said that. Mm-hmm. The way I diffused it was, thank you so much. I don't think I'm good looking enough to be able to show my feet on an OnlyFans, but I do okay.
I don't know.
No,
you got them feet out right now.
I got gross feet.
You do?
Yeah.
Those are not OnlyFans feet, people.
No,
I'm sorry to say it.
My feet are gross.
Oh, damn. That's
sorry.
It's almost disappointing.
I don't think you've ever seen my feet.
I don't know. This is the first time.
Yeah.
They're bare. They're not.
It's like it's a way for me to really transition into a cult leader. I feel like they never wear shoes.
Yeah.
Like my hair is very long.
So like, let me paint a picture for everyone here listening. He's sitting at his desk, just shoes off, no socks. So this is how he exists now. But it's like Hobbit feet if there was no hair.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of body hair.
It's just Hobbit feet with no hair. That's exactly what that is. Look at them. You look at your own goddamn feet and tell me I'm wrong.
I know what my feet look like, okay? I see them every day. So no OnlyFans for me.
Not for the feet.
No.
Maybe the butthole, though.
Maybe. I don't think it's anything special.
Yeah, but you haven't seen it.
That's true.
I've seen my butthole.
I've seen my butthole, too.
Oh.
Done a little reversey in the mirror.
I'm glad that's a universal thing. Well, that's also how.
Do you think a lot of people have seen your butthole? Like, do you think more people have seen your butthole or my butthole?
Mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to go on record here and just be like, there has been so many people who've seen my asshole. And,
Although, no, I had a colonoscopy, though.
Yeah, I've still had way more fucking people see my asshole, dude.
But did they record your asshole?
I don't.
And does that make me a porn star?
Did anyone jerk it to it? They might have, I guess.
That's not information I have.
Yeah, it would be weird if the doctor came out afterwards and he's like, yeah, no, that was great. You're looking clean. I did tug one out to that.
I actually, the way it plays out in my head is that he does it later. And I don't even think it's anything to do with my asshole. He just did like a great snake through the drain sort of thing. And like, he just gets off on his own skill.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you a porn star because that's him getting off to himself at that point. That's like a double masturbatory.
Yeah, but
situation.
I'm the object.
Are you though?
It gives him a platform to do it.
I don't know. I'm
I
up in the air
don't
about
understand
that.
why I have to fight you on this. That's important to me.
No, it doesn't make you a porn star. I think if he does the colonoscopy, he's like, fuck, that's a nice colon.
Yeah.
And then he like is like touching himself to it and he's going in.
He cares so much that like the quality of my colon gets him off.
Yeah, it gets him off. Then you're a porn star.
I had a polyp. They checked it. They said it was fine, but they did say it was weird that I have one because I was young when I had this because I had the gallbladder out and that was a whole.
Oh yeah.
So I got stomach, you know. Yeah, I'm weak.
Not me.
No, you have like superpowers.
No, yeah, but I've got if I sound a little bit off, I'm going to probably sound different in any future episodes that we have here because currently I'm coming down from the old vid.
Yeah, he just keeps trying to kill me because as you guys know, I don't leave.
Yeah. But I'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
But so I'm over the hump. I'm not contagious. I don't have COVID anymore, but I got all the fucking gunk in my lungs. So, you know, I sound a little bit different than I normally will.
Did you lose your taste or anything?
My taste did get fucked up for a little bit. You know what's funny is I had some of the old Lafroy.
How was that?
It tasted totally normal until the end of it. And then it turned into cough syrup.
Interesting.
Which was fucking terrible.
Yeah, that may give you may not be able to drink that now.
No. I can. Because once I came back down from it.
You try it again?
Yeah. I polished off the bottle and it tasted fine.
One of the few things that like you're all.
Oh, yeah. One of my few things that I fucking love. I would have been pissed, dude. You have no idea how mad I'd have been.
Well.
Oh, hold on. Okay, let's get real dark with it for a second. Let's get dark with who I am. I want people to know immediately that I'm not a good person. So,
yeah, but you're religious.
Yeah, I am. And okay, so I'll go into this first. A lot of the religion for me, and like, I'm a true believer, Christian type person. You can mock me in the comments or whatever the fuck you want to do about that information. But I'm like, I need it because if I didn't have it, I'd be a serial killer.
Yeah, I'm apparently a way better person than Paul is.
So let me get there with it. So while she was up here staying with me, I just talked about how I'm coming down from the old vid. She got it.
Naturally, you guys are a fucking. It's
like a 60+ old woman.
A little scary.
Yeah. Like a little scary, but I'd be lying if after hearing all this information and learning that her own biological daughter disowned her, I was like, like a little voice in the back of my head was like, man, if she dies, I could be in it. I could be out of the game.
Do you think if that came to fruition and you got all this money that you would be prepared to deal with it?
Yeah.
See, I don't. I think if you drop 10 million in my lap tomorrow, I wouldn't know how to deal with it.
Oh, dude. I think about getting out of the game. Okay.
I understand getting out of the game, but I'm not like you can get out of the game with $1 million. I'm talking about $10 million.
Yes.
That is significant. Like, you know how they say like sometimes lottery winners
I've had this conversation.
I've had this
exact conversation like 100 times.
What would you do? You'd put it in a money management account and what?
So, okay. Yeah. I'm taking $9 million.
Yeah.
And it's going straight. I'm opening one of them fucking high-end savings account that the banks will offer you if you're not a fucking poor person like us. And
yeah, high yield savings. Yeah.
Exactly. $9 million going right in. And
I don't know. They are crazy.
Why?
Why just hire someone to manage your money.
I am. I'm going to hire those fucking an accountant, like some fucking.
No, but I'm not talking about that part of it. I'm talking about, are you prepared as a person what that type of freedom is going to do to you?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm going to come on down here and we're going to do this kind of dumb shit.
Yeah, and I get to,
Right, exactly.
I know, but this is new. This didn't exist.
Yeah.
Before that.
But before this,
we would have just had to figure all this shit out without money.
I'm a painter. I paint models. I do little hobby stuff.
He does
I make
landscapes. It's a little Titanic reference for you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
That's when he's painting her naked and she's like, "You're sweating."
Yeah.
Monet wouldn't sweat, or whatever the fuck the painter is.
Okay, so Evan remembers every line from movies, and it's weird because I don't. So that just totally
yeah. But when I say it, does it come back or no?
Like, so
you remember they had a conversation while he's painting her, though, right?
All right.
It was the first pair of boobs I saw on the big screen.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I watched that movie when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
That is over 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
I don't recall the line, no.
See, it doesn't seem weird to me until you say it like that. And then when you say it like that, I realize how insane it is.
Yeah. He's a weird person. So, like, for everyone listening, like, he is not... Okay, he is the person that he portrays on, like, all his videos and all that. But there's another side to him that is bizarre. And,
what do you... No, let's go into it. What do you mean bizarre? Like...
So we're not going to go in the realm of being those undiagnosed neurodivergent TikTok type.
What is
stars.
that? The DID?
Yeah, or the DID or any of that. But you have some traits who that would generally be associated with a neurodivergent person. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, sure. Maybe we'll just call them abnormal.
Yeah.
I almost did a Young Frankenstein quote, but I feel like I'm under the microscope, so I don't want to do it anymore.
Drop it. What were you here?
I was going to say Abby normal because he refers to the brain.
Yeah, all right. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
So
it makes a lot more sense, like why it's hard for me to connect, though.
Yeah. He's like not a person. Let's talk about it. So you're an abnormal person at the best of times, but so. To set this up, and I'll let you talk about it because obviously it's more about you than anything, but you have been working a lot for the past, 4 years?
No, I would say since COVID. I think COVID really...
It was pre-COVID.
It was, but switching from office work to remote work was really the next level. Right.
And so... For a long time there, Evan was working, 60-plus hour weeks? 70-plus hour weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it would depend on what was going on, but it was between 60 and 70.
Okay. And you did this for, a year and a half. And this whole process kind of dehumanized you because you stopped having any sort of life outside of work,
Yeah.
Lost the ability to connect or talk about, current events because you were just working all the time.
It's had positive and negative effects on my life.
Yeah, I guess so. So, one thing that I learned about the old Evan through this is that he'll basically learn any skill, any software, any whatever if it, furthers the job that he's doing, which is, kind of led into this whole shindig that we got going now.
Yeah, when I talk to people about Catalyst and stuff, I've talked to a few people that own businesses, and they say to me, stop making your stuff. And it's like, no. I don't have to do it myself anymore, but right. It needs to be under the Catalyst brand because I need some semblance of control over it. Otherwise, I can't guarantee its quality, and I don't want to put it out.
Yeah, is it all good? No, you're right. So your partner,
sure,
she does the quality control of what goes out now, but even under just you're a perfectionist about what you send out. And this isn't a plug for the whole Catalyst stickers and everything. Obviously, we're talking on the Catalyst Corner type deal. So if you're here, you probably like the stuff anyways. But he is fucking weird about how exacting it has to be. No one else can do shit for him because then it won't meet his weird standards. And then when it passes through your partner, she also is like
she's become
just as exacting. She won't accept even worse even. Yeah.
I've been getting better. I'm on the return to humanity.
Right.
I've been getting better. I'm like okay with pushing things. If there's a pixel out of place now, I'll push it.
Right.
But she'll give me she has actually, you know what? I say she's worse, but she wouldn't notice a pixel.
Right. It's certain things. But so like yes, that might bother you, but like other imperfections will bother her.
Yeah, like the sizing thing. It was probably like 0.3 millimeters off, and she did it again.
Right. So like, hey y'all, y'all getting a fucking very quality controlled product off of them.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't let anyone else do it.
But you know what though? We do run into issues.
Right.
I had an issue with one of the stickers because it didn't stick, and then I found out it was the fucking vinyl. Because the thing is I don't ever test these.
Is that a limitation of just the equipment you got right now, though?
So with the vinyl itself, pretty much. It's generally a limitation of
that's just the
equipment.
size that everything's at right now. It's not like a reflection of how you work, but so let's get back to like how you're returning to humanity, because this whole thing is very healthy for Evan. This is like, you know, it's funny because we went through a time where like we were not talking very much.
I wasn't speaking to humans.
Yeah, and that's just it. It wasn't like we had any sort of falling out. It's just that he wasn't talking to anyone, and like talking to you became somewhat hard because, you know, you just worked and you could only talk about work because it was your only life experience at any given point. But, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand. And
this is bringing you back, and it's cool that it's bringing you back.
But it's interesting because I have more work now than I've ever had. And what it's doing to me, I said this to my partner last night. I said, what this has done to me is I am happier as an individual when I can just float through the ether and do things at my own pace.
Right.
Personally, I'm happier that way.
Right.
So for the last month, I was in a very, very good place mentally. And I still am.
Right.
But what this is doing is, because now there's more work than I've ever had, it is forcing me to regiment everything. And as a result, I can get the orders out a lot quicker. I'm getting better at everything. I'm not as happy because I don't get to be what I would consider lazy.
Right.
But it's making everything better.
Right, but you're still happier. I mean, again,
overtly.
Having experienced both ends of this, you're happier than you were before, and you know, again, you're kind of becoming more human with things as it goes.
If you watch the Patreon, if you guys sub to the Patreon, watch episode 1 of the Daily Drop, and then watch the latest episode. You don't have to watch them all, or watch them if you like my craziness. But if you watch episode 1, and then you watch episode 30.
Right, or whatever the newest one is whenever this drops.
Sure. But you know, by 30, it's a different human being. Like, my depression
like 1
was
month later.
At an all-time high at that point. It's 2 months into it so far.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I don't do them on the weekends.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, no, much better mentally.
Right. Yeah, so it's funny because, like, as you're returning to being a person, like, I'm losing it.
I've kind of picked up on little shreds of it.
Oh, dude. So I'm coming down here today to do this, and I'm so stressed out. So I've never been a big work-oriented person. I much prefer my life. You know, I'll take a little bit less money if I can get more time with the old family and all that. Currently, however, I'm in a position where I work a essential job that has mandatory overtime requirements. And as far as that's going, I am continually getting more hours. And I'm getting more stressed because, you know, I'm taking time out to do this. And this is something I enjoy, but it's still an obligation. You know, I got I got a kiddo at home, so I'm taking care of him. I'm doing like, now it's getting up to over 50, getting close to 60 on some hour weeks.
And even though you like this, it feels like a burden.
yeah, it's an extra thing that's there. So I'm driving down here today, and like the most minor traffic shits, I'm flying off the wall in my fucking car. There's no one there but me. Like some guy like takes a turn like too slow for me. I'm like, what are you, a fucking asshole? Get out of the way, dude. I'm losing it. I'm losing my fucking mind. And it's because I'm like becoming less human as you get to recover and become more of a person.
Yeah, be careful because I still struggle with it.
Yeah.
I still struggle with it. I mean, even going out last night was very difficult for me because I felt like there was a lot more that I could be doing. I almost like, it's got to be a self-hate thing, right? Where I can't reward myself until I feel like, you know, I've contributed or whatever.
Right. Yeah, whatever. But you're constantly working. So he's become like a fucking recluse in this. Like you just basically shut yourself in and you work all of the hours of your day.
I was mugged.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is good. Let's talk about this. This is episode 2 / your therapy, just talking it out to the
it's
world.
just that, you know, it feeds into it is all I'm saying.
Right.
That it's not a defining moment in my life. However, it does feed into, it's almost like when you're trying to relax on a Saturday, right?
Right.
And you're like, well, it's Saturday. Right? It's like that, except the polar opposite. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I see what you're saying.
Well, you're like, or it's like raining out, and you're like, oh, I don't have to go outside because it's raining.
Right.
It's just the excuse that I need
to not go out
and continue to work.
Right. You're like, I don't want to get mugged again.
No, it's not even that. I know statistically it would be almost improbable that I get mugged again. And for you listeners, why? Why are you like this?
How statistically probable is it to get mugged across the street from a police station, though?
It's bizarre. My point is that logically I understand the odds of it happening again are low.
Right. So, yeah, you know. But again, you're getting better. Things are, you know, you went out to a movie, which is something that, you know, you haven't done in a long time. What did you actually go see?
The Northman.
Oh, yeah? How was it? I didn't see that yet, but I'm interested.
I hope, and I don't say this about many people, and you know that, I hope an opportunity comes up at some point that I can talk to Robert Eggers, because he may be a genius. I'm not 100% sure yet. Here's the thing. I read an article a couple of months ago about this film.
Yep.
The studio, of course, interfered.
Okay.
This is his third film. And the studio interfered on this one. The other two, he basically had free reign.
Right.
This was a little bit more money to produce. It's a bit longer than his other two. And there's studio interference. And it shows. You can tell there are moments that were cut out. Because the movie was supposed to be closer to 3 hours.
No kidding.
And it ran about 2 hours and 17 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know if this is what he's doing, but if you're familiar with any of his work, he has at least 3 films that come to the top of my mind. He has The Witch.
Right. Fantastic.
The Lighthouse.
Another absolute great movie.
And now The Northman. So I said to the person I went with last night that my impression of his films are their emotions. And he doesn't really understand my condition.
Yeah, sure.
He goes,
right.
so he goes, what do you mean? And I said, because he's seen all 3 of them. And I said, well, The Witch is fear or paranoia.
Okay.
The Lighthouse is madness. This is rage.
That's an interesting take. I guess I'll have to see this one, because I've seen the other 2, and that's a apt description of like their, I guess I wouldn't call those emotions, but tones.
Maybe tones, yeah.
Like deep negative tones of the human condition.
Right.
So, you know, and I can definitely see that. So like,
if that's how he's going, I'd be curious to see what like sadness or grief would be out of him.
Yeah, because he does a very good job of conveying exactly what he wants you to feel throughout.
There were no heroes in this.
Yeah, I would say that he hasn't ever had a hero.
No.
Which is another very human thing to have.
Right. I don't know. He's one of the thing is that when I left humanity, we'll call it, right?
Yeah.
I can't even watch a lot anymore. I can watch it. But did you ever see that South Park episode where Stan woke up one day and everything was shit?
Yes,
it's a lot of the one you're talking It's a lot of that, right? Like It's very hard. Like with this, I touched on it on the last episode of Catalyst Corner. It's very hard with the superhero movies because I don't feel like they take any chances, and even though it's escapism, it's almost too ridiculous.
Okay. And so, like, I'll talk about this because I get how you get with your escapism. Is you like to ground it very deeply in reality and your own humanity and what it says about yourself or other people, right?
I need to get something out of it if I'm going to sacrifice the time.
For context, we'll both play a little bit of D&D as like or Dungeons and Dragons for those people who are not in the know. As a pastime. It's been a minute since we've played any sort of game together, but Evan has deeply invested himself in like taking like deep lessons on your own self, I guess I would say, from like in-game interactions. And like you can attribute a lot of meaning to the way that you interact with even just an escapist experience, which is good in a lot of ways.
But bad in a lot of ways too, because it makes me less appealing to everyone. Right? And what I mean by that is that I understand logically that there are some people that just want it to fucking be a movie.
Right. You just want to be like power fantasy, like slaying all the orcs and being the big bad heroes and all that.
I just put such a high value on time.
Right.
And I want to be the best version of myself that I can be.
Right.
So if I'm going to do something, I feel compelled to put effort into it, whatever it is.
Right. I think that's a good way to be. I mean, obviously within limits.
Right. I would say my style is a bit unhealthy.
Yeah, you're a little bit too far with it, but as it goes, like we've had some interesting stories that maybe we'll tell at a later point off of that. So where I'm sorry. Let's talk about Aquaman 2.
Aquaman.
You know what? I'll get more specific. Do you think that Amber Heard should retain her role in that movie?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because they fired Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That's it. Good or bad. Listen, it's not even right or wrong, good or bad. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how she retains her role and he gets fired before there's a verdict. You could argue that it's two different companies, right? And maybe they view it differently.
Sure.
But I think everyone would agree that this is the result of public opinion.
Right. Sure.
So I think that if the whole reason to let this, let him go from his role was because they were doing damage control based upon this.
Sure.
You let her go too. And even if you don't initially because you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, she pooped in a bed.
She pooped the fucking bed.
Like that is on record now.
Yeah, she sliced his finger off.
I'm not even talking about the violence. So Warner Brothers, by not letting her go, is condoning pooping in the bed as an action that is acceptable for humans.
See, here's the thing, though. It's like...
I'm wrong?
No. You're right. I think it's funny because, like, without me addressing it, they'll never know. They'll never know how much this mattered to you. This is a core. When all this was first coming out,
I've digested it. It mattered to me because it's not balanced.
Right.
I'm not trying to Thanos it on you, but it's just, it doesn't make sense that the consequences for him were unequal to the consequences for her.
Oh, for sure. And I can totally get behind that. however things may be, I don't think the full truth of who did what will ever come out.
I imagine they're both just shitty people doing shitty things to each other.
Yeah, probably at the end of the day.
Now, that being said, I haven't watched a ton of the trial. I get snippets of it.
Oh, yeah. See, that's how I've digested it as well. As I've heard a lot of things about it. And realistically, what I've seen has been maybe 10 minutes total of the entire thing. But so to go back to what I was saying, I couldn't have a drink with Evan. If he had just anything more than like a minuscule amount of alcohol in his system, the first fucking thing on his mind was Amber Heard. Oh, yeah,
I brought her up a lot.
It was a constant. It was actually the metric we used to judge whether you were drunk or not.
Yeah, like if I started bringing her up, they knew that I had.
We're like, oh, okay,
right,
start
let's cut him
cutting
off,
this guy
give him
off.
some water.
Yeah, he's getting there. Because it was just, it riled him right up. But
because of the balance.
Right.
It's just, I just don't understand how. And I'm not saying he's not an abuser. Like, I'm not taking a side on this. I don't know these people.
They're both probably terrible people who, again, did terrible shit to each other.
And if we're going by that logic, then you cancel both of them.
Right.
Or you cancel. No, look, either it's okay or it's not, but you're not giving me clear data right now. So now I don't know what's okay.
So I'm going to speak on her again, just because it seems like public opinion is leaning towards her being a bad guy. And so I see more posted about shit she's doing. Did you see the little bumpy she took up there on the stand?
No.
Oh my God, you didn't see that. She is on, like, I'm gonna act this out for him, but anyone else can like go look up the clip.
We can pull it up right now.
Pull up the clip.
All right. Okay. What am I searching?
Amber Heard, I don't know, cocaine bump.
She took a bump?
She takes a bump on the stand, dude. That's why I want you to see it. I can't believe you haven't seen this.
The things that I have seen, the highlights of it was the my dog got stung by a bee thing. Have you seen that?
I don't even know what that's about.
All right, we're gonna pull. I guess we're gonna get it.
We're gonna get into a little Amber Heard action here.
All right, so we'll do YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, so I'm gonna search
Amber Heard cocaine bump.
This one right here on the shorts.
Yeah. Just mid testifying, she's like, "Let me get a little in me."
Oh, Amber.
Oh, yeah, a little.
Amber. Here's the thing. Oh, no, Amber. And she's looking around.
Oh, dude. Watch it one more time. It's good. I want everyone to watch along with us as we do this, by the way, because it helps. It helps the whole thing. That was a bump.
Shout out to Shannon Barr.
That was a bump. Argue me on that.
No, the thing is this, though. Part of her defense is that Johnny Depp is a cocaine-fueled maniac.
He had a jar of cocaine.
Yeah. You're going to do on the stand. Here's the thing. I could not imagine being so I'm a robot. I couldn't imagine being disconnected enough to do this, right? This is a result of her claiming abuse, and this is basically the antithesis of the whole situation.
Right.
So to sit there and do a bump in the moment.
Right.
The balls.
Oh, I know, right, dude? So.
Yeah, she did a bump.
Yeah. She takes a little fucking bump.
It's not even a nonchalant bump. Because she bumped, puts her finger to her nose to do the bump.
Yeah,
but
she does the whole.
But then she does the adolescent, I'm doing something wrong, and looks around. Right. It's a microsecond, but it's there.
There's the little nose wipe just to make sure she doesn't have any residues. She's got the whole bit down.
Now, do you think, because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyers don't care because they're getting paid.
Oh, yeah. They're making out like fucking bandits no matter what.
The judge, though.
Yeah.
The judge has given her life to this ideal of justice.
Right.
Do you think that maybe she is it one of those things where she's just sitting there and she's thrown her hands up at this point?
Yes, 100%. Go no further. Yes. This judge has looked at both these people and you're like, you are just irreparably broken.
Do you think that like I imagine, and correct me if I'm, call me out on this if you think I'm incorrect. I think both of these people have transcended to a point where honestly money is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
At least not in the sense that we view money. So they're at a
It'll
point
never
where,
be an issue, truly.
right. Well, to them it's an issue because maybe they can't buy the exact kind of yacht that they want, or
Survival, though.
Right.
Never again. They'll never have to
Survival
worry.
isn't an issue.
So, do you think? Because they must be self-aware enough to know how ridiculous this.
No.
You think that they're in this and like they think it's the most intense thing ever?
I want you to look at this and tell me that this is a self-aware person.
So the way
this is as close to a fucking robot as I can imagine.
Right, but here's where I get confused because I'm viewing it and I'm just thinking like she's so self-aware and she realizes her importance, her artificial importance enough that she has the confidence to do a bump of cocaine on the stand.
I don't see it as confidence. I see it as she's just looking for stimulus, and there's not. So we've talked about this personally, not on the podcast ever, but again, she's so rich that there's no actual stimulus in her life anymore.
Do you think it's one of those things where
and it's just seeking sensation? There's
right, but she never found happiness. She never identified what actually gave her any happiness or value, and she's just been chasing money because that's the easiest path to go down.
Right. It's not that she's confident, I'm going to do a bump in front of her. She hasn't put that much thought into it. It's just, I've been in this courtroom for however long, and, that's boring. So, it'll make it not boring, a little bit of Coke.
Interesting.
And
consequences aren't really a thing either. I mean, I assume that like mortality doesn't enter into the picture.
No, not at all.
Interesting. Or maybe it does. Maybe it's just I don't care.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of that. Maybe a little bit. So did you hear? Tell me about this whole
the bee.
Bee, yeah. I don't know. Keep talking about the bee.
So she's talking about her traumas, and apparently during whatever was going on, she was walking her dog or whatever, and the dog, of course, stepped on a bee, and she's just describing that.
Broken up about it,
I guess. Watch the video.
Yeah. Okay. So I know the whole thing that this woman can't.
This is her saying, "My dog stepped on a bee."
Is it weird that she's an actress?
Here's the thing. How do you want me to answer that?
Is it weird that this is how an actress is lying, is portraying something that, like, an emotion that she clearly isn't feeling?
I think that if you look at the testimonies between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, you can tell who's the better actor.
Who's a good actor.
Right. Because I don't think he's a good person. I'm not hating on him. And a lot of people say a lot of nice things about Johnny Depp. But I do think that he is a drug addict. And having known drug addicts, I know that their behavior can be very unpredictable.
Yeah, I can tell.
So just working off of that, I'm not confirming or denying that there may have been abuse.
Sure. And that's a very reasonable take, in my opinion. Having also had some exposure to people with substance abuse.
Now, I also think that Miss Heard saw an opportunity and maybe used this person's addiction to her advantage to further her career. Sure. Maybe she didn't. And maybe that's a dark take on this whole situation.
I don't know if it is, though.
No, but that would be my assumption.
Right.
And if that's the case, he's shitty for not getting himself straight enough to be able to function as a human.
Right.
She's shitty for taking advantage of an addict.
So I think she's shitty in a couple of ways. Because not only is she taking advantage of an addict, but obviously there's this movement, and it's an important movement. The whole Me Too and like whistleblowing movement in general is a very positive thing. Totally. It is clearing out a lot of systemic problems that we've had for a very long time. And when you have someone co-opt that and try to abuse it into the kind of like debacle that she's had, it's bad. I mean,
it hurts. I think it hurts the
stains
movement.
the whole thing.
For
exactly.
sure.
So
and
like
it's
what she's
disappointing
doing is disgusting.
Because I'll be the first one to say it. Generally, the guys that are truly guilty of that sort of thing,
right,
suck as humans. Like, other guys aren't high-fiving them.
Right.
They suck. No one wants to be around them.
Yeah, I totally agree. Amber Heard is a terrible fucking actress, but
well, right, and that's I think that's another point of my frustration, at least in its adolescence, when you like to tease me about how I would drink too much and I get mad about it. I don't think she's earned what she's got. No. Because I don't think she's a particularly talented actor.
No, she's certainly not. I mean...
And I'm tired of people being able to leverage any sort of sexuality to get what they want, because that should not be a factor unless sexuality is a factor.
And this is why he's a fucking robot, everyone, because, yeah, it's a huge factor in society, sexuality.
I understand that it's a huge factor. It's just... You know, I'm trying to be a human. I want to be a real boy, Papa.
Yeah, all right.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
we're gonna we'll wrap it up. But you know, if you like this sort of thing, we're gonna have Paul on a bunch more, and you know, it's probably gonna get weirder. So check him out. He's on. What's Paul? Do your plug.
All right. Yeah. Let's go back around to plugs. So currently, only social media that I'm running is the old TikTok. And currently under the tag Path of Mediocrity, but from, you know, whenever it allows me to change it in like 10 odd days or so, you'll be able to find me under Partially Proficient, and soon enough we'll be kicking out Facebook and a few other, you know, social media groups that I'll talk about whenever it comes about. But, you know, check me out there if you want to, like, watch someone kind of paint models and, like, make substandard terrain and all of that. It's kind of fun, and hope to see you around.
All right, guys. So this was episode 2. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.